Today's the day we finally get a chance to throw around some of these Goliath hard baits for one of Maine's most hated but also loved fish. Welcome back, Wieners. What's cranking? It is day, I believe, number 9 or 8. We're kind of at that point in this trip where I've starting to kind of lose track as to where we're at in this whole journey. Today we're hopping yet again on the boat. I know we've been heavy on the boat content, but I've wanted to try to get as much fishing as I possibly can done on the boat before weather gets kind of nasty. And we've had some pretty good weather days with the exception of 2. So we are heading on the boat, not to chase after bass or perch or bluegill or y'all's favorite lamprey. We're going after probably one of the most aggressive fish you can find in Maine, at least number 2, with the exception of, I don't know, striper. But if we're talking freshwater, this one right here kind of rules a lot of the waters, and it is highly, highly invasive. There is not a ton that you can do about it other than maybe keeping them, taking them home to eat. But we are just gonna be going out there for sport to catch these fish. They have pretty much taken a stronghold on a lot of the waters here in Maine and have been for quite some time. We're rolling 3 deep right now. We've got Griff, who's holding his wiener. We've got Grant Langmore. I was waiting for you to say your name.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what's it again? I forget.
Yeah, that's me.
We've got some hefty rods rigged up, some big perch cranks, some bigger glides over here. We don't have a whole lot of super heavy gear, but the nice thing about these fish is you tend to catch them while you're bass fishing. So I think we're set, we're dialed. We're gonna go get some gas, get some Dunkins, fuel up on both ends, get out there, take an hour rip down south and fish a lake that I've never been to before, furry fish that I've only caught a couple of times here in Maine. Anyway, stick with it, stay tuned, and let's go crank. I reckon we probably should have been filming for that, but quite the hectic start to our day. We're here, we made it, about an hour-and-a-half drive from Camp Claw, and we are at the first lake today. Hopefully we only have to fish one lake today. This is a body of water I've never fished before. Fishing for a fish I'm very familiar with. I grew up chasing these fish, but not too much up here in Maine. I've probably got a handful of the Maine version of what we're going after today. Of course, we've got Grant and myself, and Griffin is gonna be filming today, throwing big baits, big old meat catchers here. Basically, this is just a glizzy with a curl tail on the back of it. But yeah, we have the opportunity to figure out a new body of water, go after one of my favorite fish, one of the more aggressive fish that's up here, and just see if we can film an absolute heater for you guys. Anyway, the reason why I said I wish I'd been filming earlier is because the trailer brakes were locking up because somehow my plug flew off on the highway. Part of my 4Runner ripped off too. And then on top of that, the guy was kind of pressing us because apparently I didn't have my boat registered, but we fixed that real quick. Boat is not registered, but the tag is now up to date. We got a 2022 tag. But yeah, just typical John B, right? You know, just coming to the lake completely unprepared, but we're ready, we're legal. We're, I think, about to go crush some fish. So stick with it, stay tuned, and let's have a day.
Let's do it.
Earlier you were saying you thought this gear was a little overkill. Check these hook points.
Dang, giant hooks. That one's a little dull though.
That's what I'm saying. They're all for pike. Their mouths are so
really?
hardcore. Yeah, they're hard. They're like just bone mouths. Fish did that. Yep. Yeah, no, that's fishing in the grass too. So it's like, whoa. Yeah, no, these fish are pretty ridiculous, man.
They don't mess around.
They don't really play games. They might be godly at Fortnite, but other than that, I don't think they play many games. Yeah. Drag check. How is your drag? Is it good?
Yeah, that's it.
You throttled down?
Pretty throttled.
Sufficiently sauced. Water's pretty cool. 61. That's way cooler than we fished all week. Got one? Yeah. Oh yeah, I see the boil. Nice fish. Still on?
Yeah, it's still on there.
Largy. Yeah, it's a pike. It's a pike. Nice job, man.
Little guy, but it's a start. Hey, first pike.
That's a little overkill, but
got him in the net.
Mission accomplished.
Number 1.
Our first little pike. Not the one we're after, but like it's a start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. You were not kidding these things.
Dude, they just
stop it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, there was no doubt in my mind that even this little guy just destroyed me. Slimy as ever.
Nice one, man.
Still fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's get I can't imagine what a 40-incher feels like.
Yeah,
holy cow.
First one of the day. Nice little glizzy pike.
Beautiful little northern pike. Let's get him back. All right, buddy.
One that's like 3 times that size. Like a gator.
A gator.
When they're past 40, they're no longer pike, they're alligators. 1 of 1. Let's keep going.
Right in between where the 2 pieces and that.
Okay.
That little back cut.
Oh, it's got absolutely. Oh, what?
Saw that.
Oh. dude. Did you see my rod?
Yeah, dude.
God.
Folded there for a sec.
Griff and I were in the back talking about next spot where to go. Thankfully, his dad has fished here before, unlike any of us. Griff's not even fished here before. He's from Maine, and I just got the rod ripped out of my hand. One great way to tell if it's a pike or a bass is you just look at your soft plastic, and if it's, oh yeah, if it's got teeth marks, generally a pike, or I guess in this scenario it could have been a pickerel too, but that felt pretty aggressive. Oh, there we go. There we go, in the pads. I think it's a bass. It's a bass. Dude, he clobbered me on a full-ounce spinnerbait. Nice fish.
Oh, it's a beautiful fish.
Normally, this is what we're targeting, and the pike's the bycatch, but this little guy ate a freaky, look at the size of this spinnerbait. It's a full 1.25 ounces. Homie just said, let me get that for a snack. We treated that like as if it was a Lunchable, bud. Well, 2 species in the boat, not the right one, but largemouth are always welcome, the red lung. I salute you, you brave little largemouth. Look at the size of this. This is what I'm throwing right now, something a little bit more quote unquote subtle for these pike. And Grant is sticking with the 6-inch twitch bait. Let's keep going.
Grant sleeps till 4 p.m.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's a good pike. That's a good pike. That's a good pike, not me.
Yep.
Good one. Good fish. A little bit bigger that one. Oh, yeah. Yep. Come here. God, dude, they pull so hard. Oh boy. That's a much better one. Let's go, boys.
Nice.
We got her done. That's about a high 20, low 30 incher maybe. Oh my gosh. Freaking did it. We got a good one. Got a healthy specimen here. Let's get him unhooked real quick. Nice pike. It's a quality fish right here. A little bit better, kind of the size that we're after today. We were actually headed to the south end of the lake, and I was doing a bit of side scanning and found some big boulders mixed in with grass. And in those boulders, around those boulders, was a little perch. And small perch is a staple food for these gators. Look at their freaking teeth too. Ooh, that is something that you do not want to tangle with. They've got really nasty teeth. I've seen people have to go to hospitals to get stitches on their hands because they don't handle them correctly. They're scary and they're very powerful. You saw that thing just doubled over. The heaviest Guggen rod I got in the boat, 7.5, just folded on a fish that's good, but they get twice the size. So we're gonna send them back. Oh, that's so cool. Nice slime missile. Peace out, brother. Good put it there, Griff. Let's go, baby.
Oh, they double ate this closer to the bottom, so I'm gonna try something I can keep down a little bit. With all the
oh my God, I just got absolutely pummeled again, dude.
Looks like he's got big.
Oh my God. That felt like one of y'all just touched my rod. Oh, I can see him. He's right behind the boat. He's right under my bait. It's another about the same size.
Really?
God, yeah. This is a good spot. All the perch in the area, they're here feeding. Holy hell. Look, it felt like literally one of y'all just hit my rod. I think we might have found a good little spot here. It's always difficult piecing together the puzzle on a new body of water. But the good thing about pike is if you follow the signs and if you look for obvious telltale, indications, you're probably gonna find fish. This is a great example where it just kind of all sets up perfectly. It's a calm little bay, great area for these bigger predatory fish such as pike to push their food into. In this case, it seems like the food is little perch, about maybe, it looks like they're, I don't know, about 5 inches, 4 inches on the graph. Big spinnerbait doesn't necessarily look like anything natural or perch of any sort, but it's a big flash and it's got a similar color as the perch. Perch they're yellow with black stripes, and they're slow swimmers. So I think that's just enough to kind of grab the fish's attention. There's also boulders over here too. One of the biggest misconceptions is that pike only like to hang around shallow grass, but deep boulders can also hold fish. Anywhere where they can hide behind. Pike are ambush predators. You'll sometimes see them hunting, but for the most part, they just lie in wait for bait to come their way, and they'll just come up and crush whatever you're throwing in their territory. Oh, one of those bites. It's been a freaking minute. Oh, there we go. Bass. Little pike. Little pike. Little tiny pike up on this nice weed edge, and he's gone. Easy release. We don't want to deal with those guys. Those are the ones that like to send you to the hospital. Well, we're on hour, I believe, 4. And although we have caught some pike today, we have experienced a bit of a struggle lull after I shook that one off at the boat. I don't know, I expected this lake to have a lot more distinct grass. I feel like we fished a lot of the good grass in this lake. I mean, I'm looking at my maps, I'm side scanning, I'm really trying to cover as much water as I can here, looking for any sort of irregularity or nice long grass patch. But this grass is sparse in here. Like, it'll just kind of pop up and then you fish it for 50 yards and then it's gone. This lake is not like any of the other pike lakes I've fished up here in the past. Heard really good things about it. Obviously there's big ones in here. I don't know, I'm missing something. Good news is we have all day, so we're gonna figure them out. This is a fish that's honestly, in my opinion, worth the squeeze, even if it means we grind it out for 1 or 2 last minute bites. I also am a huge believer in these fish, especially up here where they're not as dense. I truly think that they kind of rely on a bite window. So when those clouds roll through, when the wind starts pumping, is usually when I get a nice bite. But throw on. Oh, big one, big one, big one. God, absolutely melted me. Oh my God, dude. Oh, it's a good one. Dude, that thing just put me away. Right on the edge. Wow. It's a good fish. Might be a little bit longer than the last one. Let's go!
Good job. Dude.
Broke the silence. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's get you on one next.
Yep.
Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on here right now.
I know. I'm messing with
it's all right. You keep fishing.
Yeah.
Wow, buddy's going nowhere. He pummeled the spinnerbait. I mean, pummeled it.
Watch him?
No, I didn't. Just felt him. Oh, finally another slime rocket. Another mini gator. Oh, look at the mouth. It's been a long time since we had a good bite, but it was paid off. We've had to kind of switch things around. We were originally looking for grass and boulders and kind of ran out of space in that sense. So we tried just fishing this barren edge. There's literally nothing down here. It's just a big drop off, and that's what this fish is hanging on. Check this out though, it's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can notice those little dots on its head. These pike, including pickerel and other Essex, such as muskie, use those dots as a sensor, almost like a radar, to sense movement in the water, and that's why they're such good hunters and why they're really good predators as well. But anyway, this one might be about the same size as the last one. Quality fish. On a day like today, we will take it. Just a mean, toothy critter. All right, slime ball going back in the water. A lot of fun, dude. They freaking pull. Yeah, especially with these light action rods. Holy hell. All right, buddy. And she's gone. They just look at you like they want to bite your hand off. They're such mean fish. All right, it's 3:40 something. Yeah. The weather's turned on us. We've got overcast, we've got wind now. Kind of figured something out. There's no bait, there's no rock, there's no grass, but they're obviously here. Anyway, let's keep eating. Nice little pike. So this is what we're fishing right now. That's the edge. It doesn't look like much, but since there's not a whole lot in this lake, it's what these fish are using to push bait up into. Grant's throwing a little black and blue bladed jig. I'm tossing around this monster spinnerbait, huge blades. On the back, I've got this 6-inch dart just to add some bulk. Actually, a previous pike bit my skirt off. You're on. Good one? Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
He might be running at you. Mine did that, ran right at me.
I think it's a little better.
It's a pike.
Pike.
Yeah, you got him?
Yeah, I got him.
Wow, this is a fishy little spot that I just released mine and Grant's hooked up.
Yes, sir.
Blades and skirts and anything that looks like bait. Nice job.
Yes, sir.
Oh wow, look at, there's a bunch of fish over here.
I got another little guy. Oh. There
It's all right, you'll get another one. You'll get a big one.
Out of my hand.
Oh, there we go. Yep. A little bit better too. I don't know. I'll let you know here in a second. I think it's little. God. Dude, no, I'm good. This spot is loaded. We just found the mother lode. Just a little one, but damn, dude, like, it's like the equivalent of catching a little 2-pound bass or something. God bless it. Little green glizzies for days. Mwah. Give him a kiss of death. Ease release on this guy. Come on. Oh wow, he's not happy. See you later, bud. Not want to deal with that. We're going 0 to hero right now, boys. This is a great moment. We were all sitting on our butts like an hour earlier, and we're like, okay, should we go to a different lake? What do we do here? It's not a very big body of water, so it's like once you fish one thing, it's kind kind of curtains after that. But we're trying something that is really unorthodox in a sense. I mean, I don't know. Maybe these pike just like this edge. Like it's the only thing they can utilize on the side of the lake. We've caught what, like 5 in the past 30 minutes? Yeah. You know, we're due. We're bound to hook into something big here. Oh, you hit again? Yeah, this is cooked. A little bit off. Kind of on the shots. Good one?
Oh, I don't know. He's not slacking it. I don't think he's big.
Sure. Okay. They're all pike. That's nuts. That is so nuts. This one's coming up for it. Another one. Dude, there's so many over here. This is nuts. There's got to be a big one on this stretch. Right? I mean, we were getting the numbers. We just need to weed through these guys in order to find some gorillas. It's all good.
Oh, dude.
Got him. This is fun. Any size? Oh, okay. This is tight.
Well, saw a little blip on the graph out here and threw it to him. Missed him one time, went back down to the bottom, threw it at him, and he came up. Oh, there's got to be some big ones down there, so we're going to let these guys go and keep winding and hopefully set the hook into something that just does not move.
Dude, it's going to feel so good on these rods, too. It's just going to stop. Oh man, that's a job.
It's a piss whistle.
It's crazy there's like no pick. Dude, you catch this fish already? It's got a hook marking on its other side.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably.
That's greasy. Wow. Pike are really smart. That's good.
Yummy.
All right, last spot of the day. We're gonna give it 20 minutes and then head back up. We got quite the drive back home, so we're gonna see if we can pull some magic trick out of our sleeves here. Somehow get wicked lucky and pop a 14-incher. Or sorry, not 14-incher, a 40-incher. We definitely succeeded in catching a 14-incher. 40 inches is what we're after. And we noticed a lot of the fish were just kind of on the barren bank, so we're gonna go back to where we saw some decent grass and kind of fish the edge. Throw these big blades around, do some weed whacking. Fingers crossed. Nope, false alarm. Successful day of pike fishing. Ouch, I just got bit by a mosquito. We're back, it's cranking. Very successful day of toothy fish chasing. How many do you think we caught there, Grant? If you were a betting man, let me change this is my first time using this camera, I guess. How many do you think we caught?
10, 15, maybe
Something
more.
like that. Yeah, there at the end especially, caught like I think caught 2 or 3 in the beginning, then an absolute dead zone, and then we found this nice little edge that Griffin's dad had recommended. There was no grass there, it was completely absent of vegetation, but they were hanging, probably because of the bait. What are you eating? No, I guess we'll never know. I gotta show you guys what we caught him on today. It's right here. This was the bread and butter for me. Grant was catching him on a black and blue bladed jig, but this is how I caught the majority of my pike. That actually the 2 biggest ones came on this. It's just a ginormous spinnerbait, 2 huge willow leaf blades, all silver. The weight on this thing, I think, is 1 3/4 ounces, a very heavy spinnerbait, but we were able to fish it in anywhere between 3 and 13 feet of water. When we were fishing 3 feet, I was burning it obviously to keep it above any sort of grass or sludge. And then when we were in deeper water, I kind of slowed it down. Got a trailer hook on there as well. And I think the kicker too is the fact that we were throwing a Guggen Baits 6-inch dart on the back, all white, which I actually have in my boat for lake trout, but in today's case, it worked for some of those invasive toothy critters. The rod I was using primarily was this right here. It's our heaviest rod that we make as of now. We're actually working on some prototypes, some heavier stuff, some 7/8, of course, some 8-footers as well, but this is a 7.5 Guggen Green muscle rod. And I had this equipped with a 200 size reel with heavy duty drag and 80-pound test. The leader was 120. It's musky leader, but I've seen these fish cut through 80-pound fluoro and mono no problem, especially the little ones. The little ones you have to worry about because their teeth are very sharp. They're not as dull as some of the big old mangy ones. But that's it. I mean, this is bass gear. If you have a lake by you that has pike, if you live north, there's a few southern guys, you know, who can chase after pike. I know there's pike in Arizona, but if you're into pike, if you want to get into it, this is a great starting point. Throw a spinner bait, throw a bladed jig, throw a little tiny swim bait, and go find some grass, find a deep edge, look for bait. Pike love perch, they like alewives, they like big shiners, big shad. Those are the things that those fish eat. Pike are usually after a couple meals a day, and we had a pretty good window there at the end. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for joining us on today's pike mission. Drop a comment. Let us know what we should fish for next while we're up here in Maine, whether it be something that we've already caught before or something completely different. There's so many species that we still have not targeted while we've been up here. But anyway, I'm peacing out, signing out. Appreciate the view. And as always, folks, keep fishing, never stop.